Cool. So this is actually, we're gonna do an observation meeting. Sorry, that's another.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. I just want to start and like check in and see like how is it going and like how are you feeling and all those good
Yeah, it's going fine. It's very stressful. I have just one class that's just like really, really, really rough, and then another class that's like a lot better.
What's your rough class?
4 or 5.
4 or 5. Okay.
It's really big, and I think the hard part, at least for me, is like the extreme differentiation that needs to occur.
Is it Antonio's in that class?
Antonio's in that class, and Antonio's trying to break out of his shell, and he's trying to distract everyone else if I don't keep him busy.
Oh, interesting.
So that's kind of getting difficult. And then I have a lot of students who are complaining that there are some students who I do think probably should get moved up if they could, because they're just like flying through it, and I give them a couple of Algebra 1 things from like places I found online, and they're doing really great on those.
Who are the kiddos?
Noe,
NOE, right?
Yep, NOE.
Her name is?
Yes, Deshawn.
Sweets?
No, Shumate. It's Deshawn.
Oh.
I have 2 Deshawns, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Those 2 for sure.
Okay.
And then Alana and Cortland, or Elena and Cortland are like complaining about moving up, but they did really poorly on their exit ticket, so I'm gonna be like.
And yeah, I think Elena tested low. I'll check these 2 kiddos' STAR scores and see if we can test them again on STAR.
Okay. Awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, and then I have more in the other class.
Cool.
So Jeremiah for sure, and
Jeremiah Williams. So Jeremiah took the class last year and he failed both.
Oh, really?
Semesters.
Maybe he's just doing very well right now.
I think that he will benefit from
doing it again. Awesome.
I'll talk to Schmidt about it, but
yeah.
He's a kid who could potentially be evaluated this year.
Okay.
Language is a big thing, so like once you start getting into word problems, you guys are probably just doing like simple math right now. So that might be part of it. Yeah. Okay. But I'll talk to Schmidt about Jeremiah.
And then Jabari. He's one of my like on my caseload, and he's flying through everything.
Jabari and Jeremiah. So Jabari. And then I'll talk to Schmidt about making a decision about Jeremiah, but it's likely he will stay in there. But I'll see if I can test these 3 kids.
Okay. Perfect. But yeah, so my 4 or 5 is going a little bit rougher, and I think there's a lot of like, me and Michael had to smooth through a couple of things too, and I think we still have to, so I think that's also contributing to it. We just have like very different teaching styles, so when we switch teaching, I have to like reset the class most of the time. So like that's becoming, it's like a behavioral thing, a lot of it too. Okay. And I think I was very nervous about referring people, and I need to be like not so nervous about doing that, because the only thing is if I start referring kids, I'm scared that I'm gonna have to refer like half of my class.
Here's what I'll say is like if you're implementing the behavior, the 3 demerits like with fidelity, if like that ends up happening where you refer like 3 or 4 kids out, I think that if you're doing it with fidelity, then kids will see that you're being fair, and I think you will see it. What I see happens is like teachers don't do it, and then by the end of the year when they want to try to do it, it's like, this isn't fair, you weren't doing this previously. So if a kid earns a referral, they earn a referral, and I think that's fair to then refer them out.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I gotta get better at that, because I would give them 2 demerits, and then I would be like kind of nervous to refer them. I referred 1 person, Anaya, and it went a little rough the next day.
We can talk about her offline a little bit. I need to check in with like the SPED team and the leadership team about her. She should have a para, so we're
Oh, okay.
And then in terms of, what was the thing you said right before that? When it comes to like what you can always say to a kiddo when you give that second demerit, you can say like, that's 1 per side conversation, the next demerit will be a referral.
Okay.
And so like that way there's no question, and so like I think it might take away some of that like scared feeling of like, oh, I'm giving you a 3rd demerit, which means you're getting a referral, which could spiral. Yeah. But if you tell them, hey, that's 1 per side conversation, the next demerit will be a referral, they know at that point.
Okay. Okay. So giving them that like warning. Okay.
Cool. Anything else before we get started?
No, I think it's just I have to, I don't know, they're just very different, but I gotta stay on top of it, and it'll get better. It's just like the first week stuff.
Yeah, I think hopefully today's stuff that we're talking about today will help with some of the behavior stuff in 4 and 5 too.
Yeah, okay, awesome.
So during your observation this week, I noticed that you spent a lot of time in your classroom building a culture of teamwork. What was the impact of this on your classroom?
I've had really great, like, if people need help, they help each other out, which has been really helpful, especially the ones who go super fast, like Noe or Deshawn. They'll start going around because they just kind of sit there, and I'll be like, can you help this person out? And they will.
Perfect.
So, like, that's been really nice. And, like, people, which I need to tell them not to, but people have been helping out Antonio a lot, which has been great. But then he gets distracting, so it's something I have to work on. But yeah, so it's really great that they like work together, especially when we do like we do. They'll like kind of, for the most part, like be helping each other out, which is something that I think at least has been
great.
Good.
Yeah, I think that was a really great strength. So go ahead and write that down. I think that you, but by starting that off on the right foot, you have a strong culture of teamwork, which will help you in that class. It's similar to like when I taught essential literacy, like when kids know that they can help each other, it's like it fosters a sense of growth together, which is like exciting to watch. So that was great. Yeah. So today I want to dive into what to do direction cycle. What is the criteria for success to implement what to do directions?
Having clear directions, using teacher moves or like the dance moves to make sure that everyone's listening, scanning the room and making sure like before you start that like people are paying attention.
Okay.
Or people are quiet, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Having a time, having a volume level, and then having like specifically what they should be doing.
Okay, and then once you name those things for kiddos, what should you do?
Give them like a starting, like a go, like a trigger word.
Okay, and then what you get before you give them that trigger word though, what should you do with them?
Check for understanding.
A check for understanding, and then when you say go, what should you as the teacher do? Scan. Great. So I want you to keep that in mind as we watch this video. I know this is an elementary classroom that we're about to watch.
Okay.
But I want you to consider what does the teacher do to make sure that he's effectively giving directions.
Okay.
Tabs open.
Try your best, and if you have to, skip it.
So when you're scanning, you need to scan your own spots.
Right.
So Kelsey, she went like this because Kimani was not holding his hands. He was not tracking. So if you see her go like this, that means look, give me what to do. So I'm gonna stand on this side. If you have someone you need to scan, I'm gonna put my hand over them. That means make eye contact. Tell them what to do and do not move until they do it.
Okay. The next question is the last one we'll go over. Which is the smallest? A city, a state, or a country? Muhammad, which is the smallest?
A city is the smallest.
He said a city is the smallest. What's the next biggest? A city is the small. Fold your hands. What's the next biggest? A city is the smallest.
That was his like short what to do. I mean, we're gonna watch it again. So what does he do to make it effective? This is what I want you to consider.
Okay.
And then I'll give you a minute to
What's the
reflect.
next biggest? A city is the small. Fold your hands. What's the next biggest? A city is the smallest. Then what? Fold your hands. I'm waiting on one in purple.
Go ahead and take some time, reflect what made his what to do directions effective.
So, when he was giving the directions and someone wasn't following it, he paused and looked at them, and then he kept eye contact until they did what he wanted. And he specifically said, "Fold your hands," so they knew like what they were doing wrong. And then he continued on, but I don't know if it was someone else or the same person. And he said like, "I'm waiting on like like someone in purple." So he's not explicitly calling them out, but he's giving enough context for them to know that that was them.
And like thinking about what you said in terms of like what implementing the what to do cycle with ensuring 100% scanning using economy of language. What are some of the things that he did in those?
He just scanned afterwards. So he like stopped, looked, and then afterwards he scanned. And then the economy of language was like fold your hands. It wasn't like a lot of words really.
Absolutely. And so I want you to think back to Monday when I was in your classroom. Kiddos were working on a syllabus activity.
Yes.
So what happened when you released students? What were the directions that you gave?
I told them, was it during the we do when they were supposed to work together, or was it the end of it? It was we do. I told them to work together in partners. I don't know how long it was, for like a certain set of time, to work on like problems 1 through 4, I think it was, on like the worksheet, and it kind of went crazy after that.
Okay, so I want you to, you said it kind of went crazy. I want you to think about what did you do as the teacher that maybe students, that led students to be unclear? Can you remember after you released them?
I didn't scan right away. I think I just started walking. I think that was my biggest one. I may have used, like I could have probably used better economy of language with the directions.
So there was one part, I don't know if you remember this because it's been a week. But you originally said you have 16 minutes, and then you said actually take 10. So then you also
I changed it.
So you changed your directions on the kiddos too. What was the gap between what we saw modeled and then what happened in class?
The clear directions, the pausing and scanning, and the economy of language.
Yep. So based on what we discussed today, what do you think your action step will be this week?
Definitely making sure my what to do directions are clear.
So we're gonna start there.
Yep.
So your action step is the what to do cycle. Yep. And then how are we gonna get there? You've already named the steps. So what's the first thing that you need to do?
Script it into my lessons plans.
Sure, we can start there.
Sorry.
No,
Okay.
we can start there. Script it into your lesson plans. But once you've scripted it and you're about to implement the what to do directions in class, what should you do with kiddos? The first thing before you actually say anything to them, you need to
make sure that I have all their attention. So 100% eyes on me.
So first step is 100% of eyes tracking and voices off. And then what's your second step?
The giving the clear directions.
What do we need to use there with the clear directions you call it? You have up there, economy of.
The economy of language.
Clear directions using economy of language. Second or third step?
The trigger word.
Before the trigger word.
Before the trigger word, scanning.
Before you release them.
Check for understanding.
CFU, yep. You got this. And then your last step.
This is the trigger word and scanning.
Yep. And then your very last step after you scan is you will then take a lap. So you named that you didn't scan, you just started walking.
Yeah.
So once you scan, you're then gonna take a lap.
Okay.
Cool. So, do you have your eat on your computer by any chance?
No, I'm sorry.
No, I didn't tell you to bring it. That's not on you. So I'm gonna pull up your lesson plan for today. And we're gonna take a look at where you might be giving some what to do directions.
Okay.
Lesson 4 today. We don't know the block 6 or 7.
Is it?
I'll let you take a look and find a spot where you might be giving what to do directions for kiddos.
Right before the you do.
Great. So what I want you to do right now is I want you to take 2 minutes on your own, script out what you're gonna do for those.
Can I do it on the back?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want another piece of paper? Can you do one?
That's
Okay.
fine. When I do my check for understanding, is it enough to say like, can I have a thumbs up? Because I've gotten, when I was in Atlanta, they said that's a really bad check for understanding.
Mexico completes us 1 through 6. Okay, so I need all eyes on me through 10 minutes and leave 1 through 6, silent, 16, silent, and solo. So in this case, so when you say thumbs up, what do you ask? What are you saying? Like, give me a thumbs up if you understand?
Yeah.
So one time I learned that like when you're asking a question to a group of people, you should never say like, do you have any questions? That's very similar because people are less likely to say yes, I do.
Okay.
But if you say like, what questions do you have? You assume there are questions. So by giving a thumbs up or a thumbs down, it kind of is that same like, yes, I understand, no, I don't.
Okay.
It's like, yes, I do have questions, no, I don't. People are less likely to say, no, I don't understand.
Okay.
So actually asking specific checks,
So
like
what questions do you have? Or
saying like, how much time do you have, Jarvis?
okay, so
what
going
questions-
over
yes.
exactly. Okay,
Mhm. Because like I said, if you just do that, like, do you understand, yes or no? Because they're going to be less likely.
okay. To like say anything. Okay.
Mhm. You already said this, and you just did a CFD on it.
Okay, so you don't.
So think about economy language.
Yep.
Don't say anything.
Yep.
So we're gonna practice. We're gonna take it live.
Okay.
This time we're gonna start from the very beginning, where I want to make sure we're gonna start with ensuring
No.
100%, and we're just gonna go through this a couple
Okay.
times. Okay.
Should I stand up?
Yeah. Okay. Teacher.
Alright, so I need all eyes on me in 3, pencils down in 2, and 1. When I say go, you have 10 minutes to complete problems number 1 through 16, silent and solo. What voice level should we be at, Ms. Chartier?
0.
Thank you. And how long do we have, Ms. Chartier?
10 minutes.
Perfect. Alright, go.
So it was effective when you called us. You said I need all eyes on me, and you did a scan afterwards to make sure that you had 100%. Next time, what I would try, I don't think you necessarily need a CFU on how much time. You can say like, which questions are we working on?
Which questions are?
And then, yeah, I think you don't need the timestamp for kiddos to know which how long they are. I think the which questions they're working on is going to be more effective.
Which questions? Okay.
So we're going to do this again. This time we're focusing on our economy of language. So I'm going to be listening for your economy of language this time.
Okay. I need all eyes on me in 3, pencils down in 2, and 1. When I say go, you have 10 minutes to to work on, you have 10 minutes to work on problems number 1 through 16 in your packet. I should not have said in your packet. Sorry, how do we do this?
Yeah, go ahead, start
Okay.
over.
When I say go, you have 10 minutes to work on problems 1 through 16, silent and solo. What problems are we working on, Ms. Chartier?
1 through 16.
Perfect. And what voice level should we be on, Ms. Chartier?
0.
Thank you. Go.
Beautiful. So what I want to say is it was really effective the first time when you went through those directions. You said like, all right, now go. And so that like your economy of language, even practicing it twice, got so much better. You finish your checks for understanding, and then you built the anticipation with one more scan, and then you said go. That's really effective.
Thank you.
Kiddos are going to be really excited, like they're building that anticipation with them. This time, what I'm looking for, your CFUs are great. I think that since we already did that with the first one, we're going to skip that. This is what now I'm looking for your scan before your release. What I'm looking for is I want to make sure that you're exaggerating your dance moves. I know it's just me, so it might feel a little awkward. But like, what feels natural to you when it comes to your dance moves?
I definitely do like the tippy toe one.
Okay.
And like the like invisible column one.
Okay.
I think those are the ones I probably use the most when it's like scanning.
Okay. So what I will say is like, what you give in here, you're probably even going to do a little bit less in the classroom. So be your most dramatic here, because then when you do it in the classroom, it'll feel more natural. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what I'm looking for this time.
Okay. I need all eyes on me in 3, pencils down in 2, and 1. When I say go, you have 10 minutes to complete problems number 1 and 16, silent and solo. I forgot something. Oh, the check for understanding, sorry.
Want to start with?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright. When I say go, you have 10 minutes to complete problems 1 through 16, silent and solo. Ms. Chartier, or I should ask the question first. What problems are we working on, Ms. Chartier?
1 through 16.
Perfect. What voice level should you be at, Ms. Chartier?
0.
Thank you. Go.
So, what was effective then is I saw you get a little bit more dramatic with your dance moves. What I do before I start taking my lap, after while I'm scanning, I'm like, thank you, my back, I have 100% of my back row, or problem number 1.
So like narrating it?
Narrate the positive things. Sometimes what you'll see is that like maybe someone in your front row hasn't started, but if you say like, I have 100% in my back row, that person's gonna pick up their pencil, and then you don't have to issue the behavior correction.
Okay. Okay.
So why don't we just pick up with the last CFU and just do one more scan.
Okay. All right. What level or what voice level should we be at, Ms. Chartier?
Level 0.
Perfect. Go. I have my whole front row picking up their pencils and starting. Thank you. My back row is at a level 0.
Okay. So, how did practice meet the action step that we named today?
I definitely worked on the economy of language. That got fixed, and the check for understandings got added. And then the scanning was like really dramatic and was there because I didn't do any of that scanning before.
Great. And then what is there anything that you would add to your action step based off of what we practiced?
The positive narration.
Beautiful. So when I'm going to be in this afternoon, and when I come in, I'll be observing for clear what to do directions. So your follow-up is I want to ensure that you have 100% of eyes. You're using that economy of language, and then doing that CFU and scanning before you take your lap. Great.
Okay.
Any questions for me?
No. Is there any? So have we figured out if Antonio's supposed to be in my class?
He is. I'm going to take this offline here.
Okay.
And then we can talk about a few of those things.